Hi, I'm Mark McPherson. Welcome to one of my blogs in the series, 52 blogs in 52 weeks, with each blog being about one of my 52 types of people who are poorly behaved and at times downright difficult. For this blog, I'm talking about and writing about number 4, the problem creator. Now, the problem creator creates problems for us in all sorts of ways, but unlike the other types in my series, they're not lazy necessarily, they don't offload work, they're not abusive, they're not sarcastic, all those sorts of things. They create problems for us by, for example, going to a meeting on behalf of the organisation, and lo and behold, things come back to kick us in the face because they've said something inappropriate, wrong or whatever. Now, I had one of these on my staff, for example, and this particular person wrote some letters that there's nothing wrong with writing letters to other businesses, but in this particular occasion they wrote some letters which had inappropriate content, and the style in which they were writing was inappropriate as well. It didn't match the style guide. Now, not matching the style guide isn't the biggest problem on earth, but the content was, and created a lot of extra work for me and some embarrassment. So these are people who go and say things and do things to other people at meetings or elsewhere that come back to bite you. Now, they can also just be people around the office. For example, you go to use the photocopier or the printer or whatever and find it's jammed. Someone simply just left it jammed and walked off. It creates problems for other people. They could have fixed it themselves or told the appropriate person about the problem. Or you go to use a staff meeting room or whatever it happens to be, and you're having a meeting there with some people, important people perhaps, or just other people, and it's a mess. They've left it as a mess. They've created a problem for you. So they create problems and other people have to fix them up. Now, sometimes they're not even aware of the problem. They're just the way they are. But other times they're well aware that the photocopier is a mess. They're well aware that the meeting room is being left in a mess. They're well aware of, the microwave oven in the staff lunchroom, which is a mess. They've left that in a mess or whatever. They're quite well aware of it. So they create problems for us. Now, one of the subtypes here is what I call the vandal. These are people who actually damage property, and usually deliberately or otherwise, but they damage property and it costs money and time and energy and inconvenience. So the vandal is a subtype of the problem creator. So how do we deal with them? That's the issue, isn't it? What do we do to stop these people being such a problem? Well, sometimes you end up having more and more rules put in place. I had to put in rules in place that people, if they went to meetings, these were the guidelines. I had to put in a rule in place about these letters, that all letters now had to go through me. So you end up making rules sometimes for everybody just because of the problems that have been created by one person. There's also a time to actually speak to these people directly about their behaviour. And I think that's usually what has to happen. You just can't ignore these people. You have to speak to them about the fact that their behaviour has been caused problems and is inappropriate, or whatever happens to be the expressions you use. Now, I have a system for doing that. I have a strategy for doing that. I have some scripts for you to use if you have one of these people that you have to deal with. So if you'd like to talk about how to deal with the problem creator or any of my other 52 types, please go to the contact page of my website. Plenty of ways of getting in contact with me there. Choose one of them and let's have a chat, or let's communicate by email or whatever. Whatever you're doing, look after yourselves, have a great time, look after your family and friends, and I do really hope to chat to you soon. All the very best.